Hi, my name is Casey Copeland, and this is my Module 1 intro video for AEP 880. So before I kind of get into it, I wanted to talk a little bit about why these first two images are important to me, so I don't have to go back and forth. This first image is me in Germany, in front of a piece of the Berlin Wall that was still standing when I went to Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, and Austria this last summer. So that's important to me, and this is Birkenau. The entrance to Birkenau, that's important to me as well, because it's something really important to my history, and it was such a great trip for me. So it's really important to me to know my history, so we don't repeat it. So a little bit about me. I'm from Buckland, Kansas, which is a rural community in southwest Kansas. This is my 4th year teaching at Garden City High School. I teach in the Freshman Academy, and this is our picture this year of all of the Freshman Academy teachers. I teach Read 180, which is for reading and writing comprehension. I also teach English 1 and 2 night school for students that have failed those classes before or want to get ahead to graduate early. I'm also one of the 3 assistant forensics coaches that we have at Garden City High School. In my free time, I lifeguard. I'm also a swim instructor and a lifeguard instructor. Some of my hobbies include reading. I love to read when I get the chance. I swim when I'm able to. I like spending time with my family. I have 3 sisters, 3 nephews, and 1 niece, and then I enjoy spending time with my 2 cats. So here's some pictures that I have. This is my little sister, she's 19, her name is Caitlin, and then my sister Kristen, she just had her first baby in May, so I have a 6-month-old nephew. My other older sister, Tamara, and then Tamara's 3 kids are John, Jenna, and Jaden. John is 11, Jaden is 7, and Jenna is 10. She's my one little niece. And then here's my newest nephew. His name is Troy, and he is 6 months old, and he is adorable. I love to spend time with my mom and my little sister. I'm actually the closest with my little sister, and this is a picture when one of her senior pictures when she graduated in 2017. And then I have 2 cats. I have Callie and I have Snowball. Callie is a calico and Snowball is the black one, or the brownish, grayish, long-haired one. And Callie has thumbs because she's that cool. As well, here's a picture of my sister, me, my father, and my uncle on my dad's side, my dad's brother. We're in St. Louis number 1 in front of Nicolas Cage's crypt when he dies. And then this is my my grandmother and my grandfather in the medical clinic. So some of the reasons that I showed you that I will get into. So I grew up in Buckland, Kansas. This is just a small rural southwest Kansas town. My grandparents grew up in southwest Kansas as well. I do not know much about my maternal family. They were mostly farmers with very mixed backgrounds. I know a lot more about my paternal family. My paternal great-great-great-grandfather immigrated to the United States from Austria at the end of the 19th century. What was then Germany. I grew up always knowing that we were from Germany. And then I found out I was actually from Austria, which was part of the German Empire. They eventually settled in Pratt, Kansas. He worked in a brewery in Ohio and then eventually settled on Pratt, Kansas on a farm. Growing up, my dad would talk about how we were from Germany and how our relatives had died in a concentration camp during World War II. I found out this summer this was because we had Gypsy ancestry, which was very much news to me. Here I am again in the Bavarian Alps, and then off. It's absolutely gorgeous. But off over here in the picture would be the Austria-German border. And so this picture is important to me because I can almost see into Austria where I am from, but again, I do not know what concentration camp my family died in. I know it wasn't like a death camp like Auschwitz or Birkenau, um, but they did send my family letters. Those letters have been lost, unfortunately. Um, but they did send us letters, and we do not have contact with that side of the family at all anymore after that happened. So some traditions that I have with my family, there's not technically any really traditions. We celebrate holidays. Um, some like Christmas, we are very much into Christmas. And birthdays and Thanksgiving and Easter as well. That's really, we don't really have specific traditions, especially since we are very mixed. My mother's family was the ones that I grew up with the most and not my father's family. And so basically we just have our regular traditions, which would be, we're Christian, we have Christian faith. I grew up Methodist. My family in Austria was Catholic, but we celebrate Christian holidays, Easter, and then Thanksgiving, Christmas, and we make a big deal about birthdays and things like that. But that's about all of our traditions that we kind of have, because I've asked my grandparents before, my maternal grandparents before, where they're from, and they're like, we're from here. So there's not much ancestry that I know about from there. A lot of the pictures that I picked, as you saw throughout, were my family, which is very, very important to me. My family, especially on my father's side, these are the mostly German side, Gypsy, really. And so that's important to me. My heritage is very important to me. The fact that I found out we were Gypsy has really changed how I viewed us. And the fact is that no one ever told me or any of us that we were Gypsy. Of course, that's not a big thing to anyone, but obviously we do not celebrate traditional Gypsy anything. And I don't know if that would ever even start because of what, we obviously wanted to get away from that Gypsy ancestry. We were always poor farmers, and that's kind of where we stayed. Poor farmers. But that's really important to me to know. History is very much important to me, which is why I included pictures that I felt had a historical background to it. Going to the Berlin Wall and Germany and Poland and the Czech Republic and Austria was so significant to me because I love history. I love to learn. And I feel like we need to know about history because we can't repeat history. So a lot of the pictures that I picked were very important to me in that way. And then as well, I absolutely love my family, especially all of my nephews and my nieces, and I love my cats as well. I grew up knowing family was very significant and very important to me. And so a lot of these pictures show me part of my jigsaw puzzle would be my family, and then of course my faith, and history and learning and education. I feel like that's the big puzzle of me, because they're so important to me as well. So that's just a little bit about me. I hope you have enjoyed my presentation, and I look forward to working with you this semester.